And a very, very pleasant good evening, everyone. And we welcome you live to Atlee High School for tonight's Lee-Davis Atlee Rivalry Night Girls Volleyball match, as the Atlee Raiders rank number 4 in our RVA Sports Network Girls Volleyball Super 6 poll, which will reset and be re-released tonight on Central Region Now, the exclusive podcast of the RVA Sports Network, later this evening after all of the action from tonight has been put in the books. Meanwhile, Lee-Davis coming in tonight with a record of 7-6, but they are winners of 4 of their last 5. They were in a titanic battle with these Atlee Raiders at their place back on September 15th, where they lost in 5 sets. But things a little bit different tonight in terms of personnel. We should see libero Rihanna Riccardi for Lee-Davis. We will likely not see middle hitter Molly Jarvis, the senior for the Atlee Raiders. She is still in street clothes, still out with an injury, is hoping to be back very, very, very soon. She, in talking with me a week or two ago, was hoping maybe she could be in this game tonight, but that is apparently not going to be the case. Molly will not see action, so that is going to put a little bit of extended pressure into the middle defense and, frankly, the offense of Atlee, the same issue that they had when we were here for live tweet coverage of their match that they lost to Hanover just a couple of weeks ago. Earlier here this evening, the Atlee JV swept Lee-Davis in 2 sets, 25-10 and 25-11, the final there. And we just received word over across the way at Lee-Davis High School that the Atlee boys JV volleyball team gets a win in 2 over the Confederate scores there, 25-11, 25-17. So congratulations to the Atlee JV boys and JV girls. They both pick up 2-set victories, and now we get set for the main event. And this particular rivalry has had so much history, specifically in the last 5 years or so. We went through a stretch where for 4 consecutive years, the Atlee Raiders made it to the state semifinals and or the state finals. 2010, 2011, they got to the Final Four. 2012, they lost the state championship game in heartbreaking fashion. And then even though they lost arguably 2 of their best players off of that state final team, Haley Brooks and Carly Suber, Haley now at James Madison, Carly now with the University of Virginia in their junior and redshirt sophomore seasons, Brooks the redshirt sophomore, and Suber the junior. Atlee went all the way and won the state championship in 5A back 2 years ago in 2013. But they lost some firepower from that team. Lee-Davis was young and hungry, and last year, Lee-Davis was finally able to beat Atlee, something that they had not been able to do this decade. They came in here a year ago, got a huge win in the regular season. They held serve at home in the regular season, and then when the 2 teams met in the Conference 11 tournament semifinals, it was Lee-Davis ending Atlee's 4-year run to states with a victory to clinch a berth in the 5A South Regionals. And as you'll recall, Lee-Davis made it all the way to the state semifinals in 2014, falling a game short of the 5A state championship match. 12 minutes until we have the lineups and the national anthem. Lee-Davis now has the court in full for the next 6 minutes. The Atlee Raiders here immediately to my right, working on some digging here. And they'll get the court for the final 6 minutes, and we'll be underway momentarily here live on the RVA Sports Network. An incredibly busy week here at RVASN. Last night, our Monday night edition of the football game of the week, which had been postponed from Friday night due to the rain, as Highland Springs defeated Atlee 49-24, the final in that one. We still have one football game to go, and that game should have just kicked off down in Prince George County, where number 8 Thomas Dale is playing the Royals of Prince George. Prince George 2-2, currently holders of the last position, the number 8 seed in the 5A South Central Subregion playoff race. But they are feeling the heat now from teams like Mills Godwin, who got their second win last Thursday night, Verina, who got their second win in big fashion upsetting previously unbeaten Henrico last night 13-12. And Meadowbrook, who started 0-3 with a brutal opening stretch where they had to play the number 1, number 2, and number 3 teams in our NBC 12 RVA Sports Network Big 12 high school football poll. Well, they have won their last 2 to go to 2-3, and so now they are making a push. If Prince George could get a win tonight, it would go a long way to helping them. But as for the loss tonight, if they go to 2-3, suddenly that race for the 8th seed gets pretty interesting. And there's going to be probably more real estate between the 7 and 8 seeds. Coming into last week, Matoaka was number 7 and had a 4-point lead over the Royals for that 7 seed. Well, Matoaka knocks off Dinwiddie, upsets them last night 32-22 to go to 4-1. And so you've got Matoaka at 4-1. Highland Springs was number 6. They went to 4-1. Lee-Davis was 5th. They're 5-0 now. Tied for 3rd in that region was Henrico and Hermitage. Hermitage won, but Henrico lost. Henrico will fall, but they'll stay in the top 8. And, of course, the top 2 are Douglas Freeman, undefeated, and LC Bird, undefeated. That's in the 5A South Central Subregion VHSL point standings. That is not our NBC 12 RVA Sports Network Big 12 high school football poll, which is now scheduled to be released again tonight during NBC 12 News at 11. We were going to do it during NBC 12 News at 6 tonight. Mark Davis brilliantly was like, well, we won't know the Thomas Dale score then. And I'm like, you're absolutely right. So look for it tonight on NBC 12 News at 11 o'clock. Also later tonight, when we're done here at Atlee High School, we will race back home, get into our RVA Sports Network studio, and we will produce the next edition of our podcast, Central Region Now. And tonight we will release the new Super 6 polls in field hockey, boys volleyball, and girls volleyball. That's why we're very, very excited and interested to get not just what happens here tonight between Lee-Davis and Atlee, but other matches across the Central region as well. In Hanover County, our RVA Sports Network correspondent Taylor Luck is at Patrick Henry tonight. Lee-Davis Patrick Henry boys volleyball action about to get underway, and we'll get updates from him on that. And we are hoping to hear from people who are at Lee-Davis tonight for the Atlee Lee-Davis boys match, and down at Hanover, where it is Hanover Patrick Henry girls taking place. All of these matches, if not already underway, will be underway very momentarily. Shout out to Kathy Bernardi, who just sent us a tweet to let us know that the JV girls won tonight. I don't think she realizes that we're here live and sent out the tweet, but that's okay. We appreciate every reporter and every person who sends us scores, finals, and updates on Twitter, wherever you may be, at Hanover Sports, at Henrico Sports, at Chesterfield Sports, and, of course, our main network Twitter feed where we cover all sports across the RVA. That is at the RVA Sportsnet. That is the RVA Sportsnet. Earlier this afternoon, we were across town at River City Sportsplex to catch 2 Super 6 teams in field hockey. And it was Midlothian, ranked number 4, versus 5th-ranked Clover Hill. And though the Trojans dominated offensively in terms of position, possession, and corners, they had 14 corners this afternoon to Clover Hill's 3. But the Cavaliers get the 2-1 victory and credit their defense off the corner in frustrating and not allowing the Trojans in most of those 14 opportunities to get off a good shot. And the win goes to the Cavaliers. They are now 9-2 on the season. Midlothian suffers their 3rd loss of the year. Going to be very interesting to see how those 2 teams now come about in this new Super 6 poll, which will be coming up tonight, again on Central Region Now, the exclusive podcast of the RVA Sports Network. We are coming up on the 6-minute mark on the clock, which means Lee-Davis's 6 minutes are about up. Atlee's going to get on the court to warm up for 6. We'll have the starting lineups, our national anthem, and then we will be on the way here tonight. So glad you're with us here on the RVA Sports Network. The second of 3 live broadcasts this week. Friday night, we're back to football on the game of the week. Weather looks good. Think we're going to get it in without a problem. It'll be homecoming at Hanover, as the number 10 currently Hanover Hawks at 4-1 will host the number 3 Highland Springs Springers, coming off the big win over Atlee last night, to also move to 4-1. We'll get to see Jawan Carter and Marcus Bazzala, who both have been tearing it up statistically at quarterback, Jawan through the air. He threw 5 touchdown passes last night. Marcus Bazala on the ground since replacing the injured Clayton Cheatham. He has rushed for 15 rushing touchdowns in the last 4 games. Hanover 3-1 in that stretch. We go on the air at 6:30 Friday night on WHAN Radio, 102.9 FM, 1430 AM, and live online on the RVA Sports Network at rvasportsnetwork.com. Pre-game show at 6:30 is the On the Sidelines pregame show powered by Sheehy Ford of Ashland, when we sit down with NBC 12 Sports Director Mark Davis and set the table for all the action happening on Friday night in the Central Region. And we'll kick it off live from Hanover High School, 7 o'clock. Game will be a little bit longer than usual because we'll have homecoming festivities at halftime. Crazy week of homecoming here in Hanover County. Patrick Henry's homecoming is Friday night. Hanover's homecoming is Friday night. And lest we forget the huge showdown now on Saturday at noon, when undefeated number 11 Lee-Davis comes here to Atlee to take on a Raider team that is now 3-2. They've given up a total of 89 points defensively in their last 2 games. And with Nathan Evans running and Chase Mumaz passing, Lee-Davis has been putting up numbers big time offensively here in the first half of the season. But you could argue that Atlee will be the best opponent they've faced so far. The strength of Lee-Davis's schedule is heavy on the back end. They've still got Atlee this Saturday. Then they host Highland Springs on our game of the week, a week from Friday, October the 16th. They have not played Patrick Henry yet. That's the final night of the regular season. The 57th Tomato Bowl will have it live in Mechanicsville November 6th. They haven't played Hanover yet. That comes up October the 23rd, and they still have Henrico to deal with. That's on the road October 30th. We'll have that game on the game of the week here on the RVA Sports Network as well as on WHAN Radio. So we have a ton of action coming up throughout this week and in the weeks to come. Field hockey playoffs get underway October 26th. Volleyball tournament action starts Saturday, October 31st in some conferences, including Conference 11, where Lee-Davis is and where Atlee used to be. These 2 teams will not see each other again this season unless both of them can navigate their way through their regions. Lee-Davis in 5A South, Atlee in 5A North, and come together either in a state semifinal or a state championship. Now, that's the way it's been for Patrick Henry and Lee-Davis, and used to be Atlee, the last 2 years. And if you'll recall, back in June, we had that happen when Patrick Henry and Atlee found themselves on the same end of the bracket in the state softball semifinals back in Fairfax in mid-June. Now, with Atlee joining Patrick Henry in the 5A North region, Lee-Davis all alone here in the county in 5A South. When Lee-Davis hits that Conference 11 tournament beginning Halloween Day, they're going to have to deal with the likes of number 1 ranked Deep Run, number 2 ranked Mills Godwin, and then there's a Glen Allen team who has plenty of talent and can always rise up and pull off an upset. So you think about it, between Deep Run, Mills Godwin, and Lee-Davis, only 2 of them can make it out of Conference 11 and head to the 5A South region tournament. Which 2 will it be? Could Glen Allen pull an upset and cause 2 of the 3 to miss the region? We'll find out come end of the month. We're getting ready to get into that crunch time for fall sports. Cross-country tournaments are coming up shortly. Golf's already at the regional level. Some of those tournaments teed off today. They are normally 2-day affairs and will continue tomorrow if they began today. We're halfway through the football regular season, so we're starting to talk about playoff implications and ratings and rankings. Virginia High School League's latest ratings will be coming out tomorrow afternoon in light of the fact that there are still games to be played, including Thomas Dale Prince George, who is now currently underway down in the Tri-Cities. So we got a ton to talk about, a ton to go over here on the RVA Sports Network, on Twitter, on our Central Region Now podcasts, and much, much more. Boys volleyball action, Mills Godwin is underway. They, of course, are the number 1 team in our Super 6 boys volleyball poll. They have won the first set in their match, 25-19, the final score there. So some varsity matchups already underway. We're a bit behind because Atlee had also a 9th grade game this afternoon against St. Gertrude's. They played that game first, then the JV game, and now the varsity game. And normally when that happens, you can expect it to be later than a 7 p.m. start. So Mills Godwin takes the first set over Douglas Freeman. And we are now underway in Ashland between between Hanover and Patrick Henry in boys volleyball, and they are tied 4-4 early on in set number 1. Take just a quick second to send that retweet on Twitter. Thanks to our Taylor Luck in Ashland live right now. Thomas Dale and Prince George are underway, and no score there, but when we get an update, we will let you know what's going on. Big night for Prince George, as we mentioned, in 5A South. Big night also for Thomas Dale in 6A South. They could get a win tonight, go to 4-1. They could be kind of pining towards trying to get that number 1 seed in 6A South. They split up into 2 8-team pods as well. 8 teams out of conferences 1 and 2. 8 teams out of conferences 3 and 4. 3 and 4 include the Chesterfield County schools that are in 6A South. And certainly Thomas Dale, one of them, and looking for a high seed and a home game, maybe even 2, when we get to 6A South playoff time. Football playoffs in the VHSL get underway on Friday night, November the 13th. That is the same weekend where the VISAA holds their state semifinals. VISAA state championships will be the weekend of the 20th of November, which is the same weekend where we will end up with volleyball down at the Siegel Center. And the week before that, we'll crown field hockey state champions down in Virginia Beach. Our Matt Estridge, our friend at NBC 12, reports Prince George Thomas Dale, no score, 3:23 to go in the first quarter, and the Knights have the football in the red zone. So we'll keep you posted on that. It is time for our national anthem here at Atlee High School. Our national anthem complete, starting lineups and the rosters to be introduced right now. And we are set and ready to go for Lee-Davis and number 4 Atlee. Girls volleyball action, rivalry night, live here on the RVA Sports Network. And while they introduce the two teams, let me tell you that late this afternoon, we are able to announce that we have confirmed another volleyball broadcast. And that is going to be 3 weeks from tonight, October 27th. We're going to be live at Cosby High School, talk about rivalry night. James River and Cosby. James River currently ranked number 5 in our RVA Sports Network Super 6 Girls Volleyball poll. Cosby just outside of our poll. They are underway against Midlothian tonight, tied at 23 in set number 1. We'll be getting updates on that one as well. And so James River at Cosby, girls volleyball action live on RVASN on Tuesday night, October 27th. We're going to have 2 consecutive nights of girls volleyball action. Monday night, the 26th, we'll have these Lee-Davis Confederates at Mills Godwin, the number 2 team in our Super 6 girls volleyball poll. Looking forward to that broadcast. And then the next night, James River at Cosby. Exclusive live coverage of girls volleyball only from the RVA Sports Network. October 26th, Lee-Davis at Mills Godwin. October 27th, James River at Cosby. And just seconds away now, here live now, it is Atlee and Lee-Davis. Molly Jarvis will not go tonight for the Raiders, so they will have to work in the middle without her again. Hopefully she will be back soon, and the good news for the Raiders is they're still performing well. They're going to have some players that are going to get a significant amount of experience here in this month that Molly has been out, and that could serve them very well come playoff time when Molly is back, and they are hopefully all at 100%. 8-8, set one, Hanover Patrick Henry boys action. And we will now turn our attention away from what's happening on Twitter. And get ready for the action that is right in front of us. It's the Atlee Raiders and the Lee-Davis Confederates live and exclusively on the RVA Sports Network. Rob with them along with you. Thanks so much for being with us. Referees making final adjustments. Head ref has climbed the ladder. Lauren Stanford, the libero tonight, as usual for the Atlee Raiders. Brianna Riccardi, happy to see her back from injury. She suffered that the first day of the Virginia Volleyball Showcase, missed a couple of weeks of action, and this is the first time we've seen her full-born in action in 2015. It'll be Anna Soroka to serve for Lee-Davis, and it's time for Super 6 Girls Volleyball. Serve underway, nicely dug in the middle by Stanford. Kill attempt dug out greatly by the Confederates. They won't be able to set it up. They'll send it over, but an Atlee player in the net gives the Confederates an early 1-0 lead. Beautiful dig off the serve from Lauren. Nice set, but an equally nice dig defensively in the back middle for the Confederates. Soroka to serve it up again. Lauren gets it. It'll go to the front of the net, just over it though, so Lee-Davis gets to set. Second shot over, it's saved. Whitehurst with her kill attempt from the middle is handled. Soroka sends it over. Stanford sets it up. Kill attempt far side is handled. Returning the favor, Lee-Davis, dug in the middle. Raiders get ready. A little punch shot there. It goes over, and it'll be good. Point Atlee. We're tied at 1. Lauren O'Reilly, the sophomore, doing the job on the far side. Trying to get it just over the head of the two blockers for the Confederates as Emily Colombo will serve it for the Raiders in the 1-1 tie in set 1. Over nicely, Gaston gets it, set in the middle. Kill attempt is good. And that's sophomore Mackenzie Wright, who is really starting to come into her own this year as statistics come in from match after match at Lee-Davis. You see Mackenzie Wright becoming more and more of a force for the Confederates. Now, the referees have reversed the call, and they say that the kill attempt was out. Frankly, I'll be honest with you, it was right here in front of our broadcast position, and I think it was in bounds. But they've reversed the call, and it's 2-1. Raiders will keep the serve. Colombo softly over the net to Gaston. They'll set it up right side. Kill attempt, no good. Into the net. Haley Carter had some issues on that one. And the point to Atlee at 3-1. Serve, left side, handled nicely, set in the middle. Gaston kill attempt off the net, gave time for Colombo to dig it out. They'll set it up far side. Riccardi gets it, but it goes high off of a beam here in the gym, comes down awkwardly. Point to the Raiders. The serve from Colombo again, handled in the middle by Gaston. They'll set it up for Wright. Little push kill attempt is in, as Stanford cannot dive in time to get the dig. Claire Gertler will check in rotationally for Lee-Davis. They get the side out. Gertler to serve. Down 4-2. Hanover Patrick Henry boys tied at 12 in set number 1. The serve from Gertler, handled by Stanford, to the net. Kill attempt. Blocked, handled by the Confederates. They'll try the kill from Gaston off the net. Handled by Madison Whitehurst, who takes the shot, and it's good. The senior outside hitter Whitehurst gets the point and the side out for Atlee. They're up 5-2 here in set one, and Lauren Stanford, tonight's libero, to do the honors. Hoping Rachel, her older sister, doing well down at Catawba College. Gertler handles the serve. They'll set it for Gaston near side. It's dug away. Handled by the Raiders. Set up Whitehurst for the kill. It is dug nicely. Lee-Davis returns. Shot. Is that inbounds or out of bounds? They say out of bounds here in front of the Atlee bench. And the point to Atlee at 6-2. Stanford gets the sign from head coach Curtis Carpenter, and here comes the serve. Nice hard serve. Gertler handles it to the middle. Kill attempt Gaston, blocked right back to Gaston. She'll set it up. Second shot, nicely just put over the net by Anna Soroka. She just sends it over. The little trick shot. You see it several times in a match, and that one worked very nicely. Side out Lee-Davis. It's 6-3 Atlee here in set one. And the sophomore Mackenzie Wright does the service honors. She'll send it to Whitehurst over on the right side. They'll set in the middle. Kill attempt is long, out of bounds. Lillian Tyson, spelling Molly Jarvis in the lineup. Nice kill, good velocity, just a little too far. And the Confederates cut the lead to 6-4. Right to serve. Strong serve. Colombo gets it. Out of position, though. Whitehurst tries to send it from the middle side, and it goes into the net. Point Lee-Davis, and they have cut the 6-2 deficit down to 1 at 6-5 here in set number one. Right to serve again. Whitehurst digs it out. Set in the middle. Kill attempt Westbrook. Handled. Lee-Davis will return the favor, but the kill attempt is long. Over by the stands. Sydney Rollwing on that attempt. Side out to Atlee and the point to the Raiders at 7-5. First set just underway here tonight as Claire Baldauci gets set to serve as she comes in for the Raiders. Over the net nicely. Gertler gets it over to the top of the net. Gaston just has to send it over. Can't get the kill ready. Emily Martin kill attempt off of Gaston's fingertips and will fall on the Lee-Davis side. Point Atlee. 8-5 in set one. Boy, you can tell there are no student sections here tonight. It gets eerily quiet right before the serve either way. And here it comes. Gaston digs it out. They set it to her at the side. Little touch kill attempt. She didn't quite get the English on it she wanted to, and it goes out of bounds in front of the Atlee bench. Point Raiders, and suddenly lead back to 4. 9-5 the score. Baldauci to serve. Gertler digs it out to the middle. Kill attempt coming. Stanford saves it with a diving dig. Whitehurst kill attempt blocked. Back to the middle. It's Gaston this time. It's saved by Baldauci. Stanford will send it over, but it gets the top of the net and stays. And a little mistake there by Lauren, and the side out to the Confederates at 9-6 here in set number one. Lee-Davis to serve. Stanford digs it out. They'll set it up for the lefty Martin, and her kill attempt is good. And it's 10-6 Atlee. Madison Whitehurst to serve. Man, she's got great English on that ball. It just dove as soon as it hit the net. Ace for Whitehurst and a point for the Raiders. 11-6 here in set number one. Atlee trying to sweep this regular season series. They won at Lee-Davis September 15th in a 5-setter. This time a much softer serve. Rihanna Riccardi digs it out. Kill attempt Gaston far side handled by Stanford. Raiders will set it up. Punch kill is mishit by O'Reilly. Stays on the Atlee side. Side out to Lee-Davis. The deficit at 11-7. Gaston will do the honors serving for the first time tonight. Confederates down 4. Doug far side. They'll set it for Martin to the near, and her kill attempt off the top of the net, dances, and then comes back on her side of the court. Point Lee-Davis, 11-8. Gaston to serve it again. They got it down to 1 once, and they're trying to do it again. The serve dives toward the net, just dug by the Raiders. They get it over. Confederates do the same. The Raiders tried to send it over, and they're called for a 4th hit on the second possession of the point. And the point to Lee-Davis, and Gaston will serve again at 11-9. So they almost climbed the mountain once, and now they're trying to do it again. Much more English on that serve. It's handled, though. Kill attempt. Dug out by Gaston, and they'll say point to Lee-Davis, player in the net. Man, that was a beautiful kill attempt by Lillian Tyson in the middle, but it was right to Gaston, who dug it out nicely, but into the net, point to Lee-Davis. They're a point away from tying this thing up. Gaston right to Stanford. They'll set it up. Kill attempt, O'Reilly. It's dug away. Lee-Davis is not going to get a kill off, and they're going to say a double hit far side in the corner. Could not see who that was, but a point to Atlee. And for the second time in this first set, they see their lead shrink to 1, and then they get the side out. And the serve to Tyson. Great English on that serve. Riccardi somehow digs it out. Lee-Davis just has to send it over. The Raiders will set up for the kill. O'Reilly's attempt is short. Side out to Lee-Davis. Back to a 1-point deficit. Set point in boys volleyball for Hanover in set 1 at Patrick Henry. It's 24-22 in a really, really tight first set up in Ashland. Riccardi to serve it up here. Into the corner, Stanford digs, but then not able to handle it is Baldacci, as it kind of awkwardly came off of Stanford's dig. And we are finally tied. It's 12-12. Lee-Davis looking to take the lead for the first time in this set. Player out of position on the serve by Riccardi, and immediately the referee blows the whistle. That's a point for the Raiders, and they'll get the side out and retain the lead at 13-12. Patrick Henry has scored 2 points to make it 24-24 with them in Hanover in set 1 in Ashland. Taylor Luck live there for RVA SN on our Hanover Sports Twitter feed. Serving it up is Grayson Dillard, and she puts it into the net. And the service error to Lee-Davis. Soroka to serve in a 13-13 tie. Stanford digs it out nicely. Set for the kill here near side. O'Reilly's attempt is dug safely by Soroka. Kill attempt dug out by Stanford. They'll just have to send it over. Whitehurst does the honors. Riccardi sets it in the middle. Right soft kill is good. Nice touch there. Mackenzie Wright for the point. And Lee-Davis has the first lead of the night. The serve awkwardly handled, but handled by O'Reilly. Westbrook will send it over. Lee-Davis setting up for the kill. The attempt saved, partially blocked up at the net. A chance for O'Reilly, and she's going to hit off of her right fist there awkwardly, goes out of bounds in front of the referee's ladder, and Coach Curtis Carpenter wants a timeout. Timeout Atlee Raiders. Lee-Davis has their first lead of the night. It took it at 14-13. They now lead 15-13 here in set 1. Boys volleyball update. Number 2, Atlee has taken set 1 at Lee-Davis 25-17. So the Atlee boys have a 1-0 lead at Lee-Davis. The Atlee girls here take a timeout in set 1. Down 15-13 after being up by as many as 4. Here in the first set, Quick football update. Thomas Dale has taken the lead over Prince George on a 2-yard touchdown run after a turnover. Matt Estridge at NBC 12 reports it is 7-0 number 8 Thomas Dale early second quarter. Hanover takes set 1 over Patrick Henry in boys action 27-25. Back to action here. Serve good. Whitehurst on the kill attempt, handled nicely. Lee-Davis sends it back over. No real kill attempt there. Westbrook for the kill. Goes over Gaston's head, but they say it touched the fingertips. Point Atlee on the side out. And Westbrook does the honors there. Colombo to serve. 15-14 Lee-Davis here in set 1. Crazy, crazy night of action here on RVA Sports Network. The serve. Dug out by Gaston to the net quickly, though, and they just have to send it over. No kill attempt. Here comes Whitehurst with her attempt, and Riccardi digs it right back to the net, where Whitehurst just taps it right down to the Lee-Davis side. Point Atlee, and we're tied at 15. Emily Colombo, one of the juniors, one of the few juniors on this Atlee squad. Wright handles it at the net. Gaston with the kill attempt. Taken by Dillard, set by Stanford. Kill attempt, mishit there. As Westbrook looked to go from far side to near side on the shot, but the ball never cleared the net. 16-15, Lee-Davis. Gertler checks in, and Claire will serve. Dug by Colombo to the net. It is set nicely. Kill attempt, good. Kyra Walden, the sophomore. And a nice set by Dillard, also a sophomore. Some of the future of Atlee volleyball, earning that point to tie it at 16. Stanford to serve it. Gertler to Soroka. Kill attempt, Gaston. Good. Off of Dillard. She put her hands up, and the ball glances off of her hands and right onto a Molly Jarvis's lap here at the Atlee bench in front of us. And Lee-Davis leads 17-16. A back and forth first set after being Atlee in the lead anywhere from 2 to 4 points for quite a while. Serve into the net and a service error for the Confederates. Raiders will serve at 17. Baldacci to do the honors in the 17-17 tie. Dug by Gertler to the net nicely. Kill attempt, Gaston is good. Nice save attempt here on the near side by Baldacci, who'd gotten in position on that sideline, but nobody was looking at what she did at the net. Had they turned around, they would have saw the ball coming. 18-17, Lee-Davis. Stanford handles that one nicely. They'll get a better kill attempt off this time. It is Whitehurst, and it is good. Down the sideline, Madison Whitehurst with the kill, and we're tied at 18, and Whitehurst will do the serving. Colombo checks out. O'Reilly, checks back in. 18-18, set 1. Serve to Riccardi. She digs it. Second shot, they slip over the net. Stanford doesn't get fooled. Martin's kill attempt is saved. It probably would have gone out. Lee-Davis just sends it back over. No kill attempt there. Raiders will get one. It's O'Reilly, and it's saved by Riccardi on the nice dig. Second shot sent over. It could have gone out of bounds. Emily Martin decides to try to play the ball, and it goes off of her right hand and out of bounds. And a mental error gives Lee-Davis the point, the side out, and the 19-18 lead in set 1. Gaston, the senior, to serve. O'Reilly there. Sent it over. Riccardi digs it out. Set for Gaston in the middle. Goes off the top of the net and comes over in front of Baldacci, who dives but couldn't get to it because she was waiting for the ball to come to her and not hit the net. And fall about 2 feet short of her. 20-18. Lee-Davis by 2. Latter stages set 1 in girls volleyball action. Gaston, a very soft serve into the front corner for the ace. Atlee out of position. O'Reilly dives, can't get to it. Timeout. Atlee Raiders. A beautiful, beautiful serve. Gaston totally aware of the hole in the Atlee defense that time. And puts it right in the front corner in front of the referee's ladder, and O'Reilly can't get there. (21-18) here in set 1. On another Tuesday night of rivalry night action in volleyball here in Hanover County. 4 games going on right now simultaneously at all 4 schools. Atlee Lee-Davis girls here, Atlee Lee-Davis boys at Lee-Davis, Hanover Patrick Henry boys in Ashland, PH Hanover girls up at Hanover High, not far from where we are. Gaston to serve out of the timeout. Dug by Colombo. Stanford sets it up. Middle kill attempt is blocked and goes back behind the Confederate blocker for the point. That was Rolwing who got her hands on it, but there was no one behind her to dig it out. A big side out for the Raiders at 21-19. Stanford will check out. Titania Broadus is checking in, and she'll serve for the first time tonight in a 2-point deficit for the Raiders. Nice serve just off the top of the net. It is dug out. Gaston gets the kill attempt, and the referee says point Lee-Davis, Atlee player in the net. They would have dug the Gaston kill attempt and continued the point. Right in. Berlinghoff checks in now for Lee-Davis. Roll wing comes out. And Berlinghoff to serve. It goes into the net. A service error and a huge break for Atlee as they cut it down to 2 at 22-20, and checking right back in is roll wing for Berlinghoff. It'll be Grayson Dillard with the all-important serve here. 22-20, Raiders at home, down 2 in set number 1. Gaston sets it to the middle. Middle kill attempt by Rachel is good as it goes off of Colombo and goes behind her. And Whitehurst does not have the time to try to get around and get to it. 23-20. Lee-Davis to serve up 3 in set 1. Soft serve, handled easily by Stanford. Kill attempt coming. A little soft kill. Nice move, Miranda Westbrook. Saw the defense shallow at the second level and sends it home. 23-21, Colombo to serve. Raiders down 2. They had a lead. They had a lead as many as 4 earlier in the set. Dug by Riccardi. Set to the middle. Kill attempt right is blocked. Right back to Lee-Davis. They'll try again. Gaston sends it over softly. It's saved. Atlee gets it over. Lee-Davis will try it again. Awkward set. Does not go over the net. Point Atlee. That set was too strong. And here on the near side, Haley Carter could not get it over the net. The angle was just too difficult. 23-22, Raiders serving down 1. Colombo soft serve corner. It's handled. Here comes the kill attempt. It's Gaston in the middle. Stanford will dig it out. Raiders will try the kill. Westbrook dug out by Riccardi. They'll try it again on the Lee-Davis side, and it's good. Set point, Lee-Davis. After freshman Casey Branson gets the job done. Beautiful play. She'll come out. Gertler will check in for set point. Here it comes. Dug by the Raiders to the middle. Kill attempt, saved by Riccardi. Wright will send it over. Stanford gets to it. Another kill attempt far side. It is dug out. Lee-Davis will keep the point alive after the ball went over the net and then hit the net coming back. They'll take another chance at the kill. Riccardi can't handle it. Point Atlee, 24-23. They get rid of one set point. And great play by Kyra Walden on that point. She comes out now, and Lauren Stanford to serve. Soft serve, handled by Wright at the net. They'll send it to Gaston for the kill. It's long. 24-24. We'll go extras here in set one. And Stanford will serve. Timeout, Lee-Davis. Atlee staves off 2 set points. Ties set one at 24 all. Timeout, Lee-Davis. And Lauren Stanford. If there's anybody on Atlee's team, frankly, that I would want to serve in terms of veteran understanding of a situation like this, it would be Lauren Stanford that I would want in this position if I were head coach Curtis Carpenter. But that's just me. Hanover boys up 1-0. They lead 10-8, set 2 on Patrick Henry and Ashland. Here we go out of the timeout, 24 all. We'll go extras. Here's Stanford with the all-important serve. Very soft serve. Riccardi digs it out, and it's going to be point Atlee. And they're going to call a double hit on the second shot after Riccardi's dig. Set point Raiders, Stanford to serve. And now the crowd comes alive, and another timeout taken by Lee-Davis. Cosby Girls Volleyball leads now 2-0. They have taken the second set over Midlothian 25-20. Thank you, Iris Kaiser on Twitter for that report. And here we go. Set point Raiders. They've scored the last 3 points after being down 24-22. Soft serve Stanford, handled by Wright awkwardly, and it hits the pole. And the Raiders take set one, 26-24. They led by as many as 4 on 2 occasions in set one. The Confederates led most of the way down the stretch, had set point at 24-22. But then it is the Lee-Davis Confederates falling short as Atlee gets the final 4 points of the first set to win, 26-24. Set 2 in girls volleyball action is coming up next after this brief timeout, live on the RVA Sports Network.
Crown Limousine Service, Ashland and Richmond's full-service limousine company. Your best choice for business travel to Dulles, Reagan, Norfolk International, and Newport News Williamsburg airports. Crown Limousine is the mark of excellence. Call them 24/7, 368-0229, 368-0229. Reservations are now being accepted for their annual Tacky Light Holiday Tour. Crown Limousine Service, online at crownlimousine.net, 368-0229.
Sheehy Ford Ashland is as close as your keypad. Just go to SheehyFordAshland.com, or you can come by their beautiful facility on Highway 1 south of Ashland and check out the Quick Lane Service Center. They service all makes and models with a 17 multi-point inspection free of charge. And Sheehy does great things for the community too, like supporting Habitat for Humanity and the Massey Cancer Center, plus many others. Good people giving back to the community. That's Sheehy Ford in Ashland and at SheehyFordAshland.com.
Well, Lee-Davis let that one slip away, didn't they? 24-22, double set point, and the Atlee Raiders fight back to score the final 4 points of the first set, and they take set one, 26-24. Hi, friends. Rob Witham along with you live here on the RVA Sports Network. Ton of action tonight in volleyball across the central region. Got a Big 12 high school football game finally being played after being postponed twice. Prince George and number 8 Thomas Dale. Thomas Dale leading 7-0 in the second quarter. Highlights of that one coming up tonight on NBC 12 News at 11, when you should also see the new Big 12 high school football poll coming up tonight with Mark and Matt on NBC 12 News at 11 on your side. Central Region Now podcast later tonight from RVASN. We'll have our new Super 6 polls in field hockey, boys and girls volleyball on that podcast as well. Earlier today, live on Chesterfield Sports on Twitter, we live tweeted number 5 Clover Hills' 9th win of the year as they outlasted number 4 Midlothian 2-1 in a game that was postponed from Monday and moved over to River City Sportsplex, and we got there just in time to see the whole match. All right, here we go. Atlee to serve it up in set number 2. Team switch sides, right with the kill attempt for the first point of the set. Lee-Davis up 1-0, and they'll serve. It'll be Gertler to check in for Branson, and Claire, the senior, will serve for Lee-Davis. Nice serve, handled by the Raiders, far side, looking for the kill attempt, and it will fall in. Just to the right of Riccardi, it's good, and we're tied at 1, side out Atlee. Here comes the serve. Gertler takes it in the middle, right with the kill attempt. Probably would have gone out. Stanford saved it. Kill attempt. Whitehurst is saved by Lee-Davis. Can't get a kill that time. Gaston will send it, and they'll send a point over to the Raiders because they say Rachel hit it twice, trying to get it over the net. 2-1, the score. Soft serve, handled Gaston up at the front. She'll get the kill attempt off of Stanford to the wall of the gym, and good. Kill Rachel Gaston, point Lee-Davis, tied at 2. And Riccardi will check out as Mackenzie Wright gets ready to serve. This kid has a bright future for Lee-Davis volleyball, just a sophomore. The serve dug out by Stanford toward the back. They'll set it far side. Kill attempt off the net, handled by Soroka. Wright will set up Gaston, soft kill, taken by Dillard. Atlee will reset here near side. Kill attempt Whitehurst, awkwardly off of Wright and out to the wall here next to us. And the point to Atlee. 3-2, Raiders. Raiders up 1-0. Atlee boys just took set 2 at Lee-Davis 25-12. Atlee boys up 2-0. Serve dug by Gaston, a short dig right to the net, sent over the net. Atlee will send the kill attempt, and it will go off of 2 Confederates and out of bounds. Good. I believe that was Westbrook on the kill, and the point to the Raiders. 4-2 the score. Early this set developing just like set 1 did. Soft serve, Stanford. Dug nicely. Gaston on the kill attempt side to side. Dug out by Westbrook. They'll set up Miranda on that side, and it is kill Atlee, point Raiders. As she gets enough velocity on it to where none of the Lee-Davis girls could react in time to get a hold of the ball, get a hand on it so it would be moving forward rather than backwards here towards our broadcast position. Stanford to serve. It's 5-2 Atlee. Soft serve, handled to the middle. Kill attempt blocked. Lee-Davis will reset. Gaston far side. Stanford gets it. It's off the beam. Dillard to Whitehurst. Kill Atlee, point Raiders. And it's 6-2, and the Raiders have won 10 of the last 12 contested points, going back to 24-22 double set point in set number 1. Lee-Davis in a funk right now. They got to get out of it, especially here on the road. Serve Stanford. Dug out by Riccardi. They'll set it in the far side. Gaston soft kill attempt saved by Dillard, but off the net. Side out, point Lee-Davis. And an important point for the Confederates to try to get something going here. 6-3 the deficit, as Haley Carter will do the serving honors now. Nice serve far side, just dug out by Stanford. Kill attempt middle, Whitehurst saved by Carter. They'll set up Rachel Gaston. Her kill is saved by Colombo. Dillard over to Westbrook. Good. Kill attempt lands in front of both Riccardi and Gertler, and it's side out. Atlee leads 7-3. Martin will check in, and Dillard will check out. Westbrook also out. And in to serve is Claire Baldacci. Raiders serving, 7-3 lead, won the first set, 26-24. Serve handled. Riccardi gets it. Gaston has to just send it over behind her head. Atlee will set up for the kill in the middle. Just goes over the net. But are they going to give the point to Lee-Davis? Yeah, I thought so. Atlee player into the net, so point to Lee-Davis. Kind of an awkward set to Lillian Tyson, and she had trouble handling it. And she hits the net, and the point to the Confederates. They'll get the serve. Gaston to do the honors as Gertler checks out. 7-4 Atlee. Gaston's serve. Side to side, handled by O'Reilly. They'll set it up. Kill attempt. Martin is good. The lefty gets it over the net. It caroms off a Confederate, and they cannot get it in the near corner next to the referee ladder. 8-4 back to Atlee. And Madison Whitehurst, one of 6 Atlee seniors to do the honors. Dug by Carter to the net. Kill attempt pushed over, saved nicely. Baldacci doing the honors. Martin kill attempt dug out by Carter. Second shot sent it over. Anna Soroka, veteran move there. Didn't set it, just sent it over with the left hand to a wide open near sideline. Nobody was there, Atlee defensively. And the point to Lee-Davis. Allison Guess to serve for Lee-Davis, down 8-5. Dug to the front of the net. Martin kill attempt is good. Off of Wright's fingers and in front of Guess. She couldn't get to it. 9-5 is your score. And the Confederates down 1-0, trying to dig out of another 4-point deficit. Tatiana Broadus back in for the second time tonight to serve for Atlee. Dug by Carter right to the net nicely, and another second shot sent over by Soroka rather than setting it. And another veteran move there from Anna. Side out. Anna to serve. Lee-Davis down 9-6. Here in set number 2. Soft serve to the middle. It's handled. Kill attempt coming. Dug by Riccardi very nicely. Gaston on the kill. Dug by Stanford, but well away from the net. Can they get it over on the third shot? Stanford can. Carter to the net. Kill attempt right. Handled in the middle by Stanford. Point moves on. Kill attempt side to side. Riccardi gets it. 2 Confederates run into each other. Wright gets it over on point number 3. They'll send it to the middle again. Riccardi will dig it one more time. Set continues. Shot Carter. Save Stanford. What a great point. At the net, Lee-Davis gets to it. Riccardi sets it. Shot handled by the Raiders. They'll try it again. Kill attempt. Saved by Gaston. Riccardi to it. Can they get it over? No. Oh my, Carter had a shot at it, but she thought she had to get a lot more height on it. She put too much, and it goes up and it hits one of the fans at the ceiling and ends what has been easily the most competitive point of the night here. And the point to the Raiders at 10-6. Right to the net, but too strong. Kill attempt handled by the Confederates, though. Atlee gets it back. O'Reilly sends it over. Dug by Riccardi. She's worked hard here the last couple of points. Kill attempt on the far side by Branson is short. Hits the top of the net, stays on the Lee-Davis side. And Atlee has a 5-point lead in set 2. Hanover wins in boys volleyball set 2, 25-23. They lead at Patrick Henry 2-0, but boy, two very, very competitive sets there. Lee-Davis returns the Atlee serve. Raiders have it. Kill attempt off the net, and the point to Lee-Davis as Kyra Walden was in the net on the kill attempt. And a break for Lee-Davis. They'll get the ball and the serve down 11-7. The serve dug by Stanford in the middle. They'll set it up. Confusion as to who gets it over. Walden does it. Kill attempt coming from Gaston. Saved by Stanford one more time. Soft kill attempt handled by the Confederates. They'll try it again. Carter blocked. Goes back to the net. Second shot, Soroka. That one doesn't fool the Raiders. They're ready for that one. They set it for Walden, and she'll slam it home. Kyra Walden on the kill. Point Raiders. 12-7. Atlee looking to go up 2-love. Trying to sweep Lee-Davis in the regular season. Again, Atlee now in 5A North Region Conference 16 with PH. These teams will not see each other in the Conference 11 tournament. Gertler digs out the serve. Kill attempt. Gaston is good as it goes right to Grayson Dillard on the floor on her knees, but the velocity was so much that there's nothing she could do. Side out Lee-Davis, 12-8. And Mackenzie Wright to do the service honors, and somebody's got to get on a service roll right now for Lee-Davis, get them back into this match. Will Wright do it? Stanford to Whitehurst. They get it over. Wright will be the one to dig it out. Kill attempt, Gaston blocked by Kyra Walden. Comes right back to the Lee-Davis side, lands squarely in the middle of the court. Mono on mono, and Walden beats Gaston on that one. Beautiful defensive job by Kyra. Side out to the Raiders at 13-8. Can't ask for anything more defensively when you're without Molly Jarvis, that's for sure. Stanford to serve. Carter to Soroka. Kill attempt, good. Sydney Rollwing gets the kill in the middle. Side out to Lee-Davis. 13-9 the score. Serve coming. It's Carter. Awkward dig here near the near sideline. Colombo tries to just send it over and awkwardly hits it into the net. And a point to Lee-Davis. Credit Haley Carter with a nice serve that time. Everything about Atlee's return attempt was very awkward. 13-10. Softer serve, dug out by Colombo. They'll set it up. Kill attempt, Westbrook. Riccardi saved it, got it to Gaston. Carter, nope, Soroka gets it over. Atlee will try the kill again, and this one's good. Didn't take much, but Tyson was able to get it over. It went off, caromed off the body of a Lee-Davis player and into a part of the court where nobody was there on the front side. Timeout. Lee-Davis, they want to talk it over at 14-10 here in set number 2. Thank you, John Hensley on Twitter, for the update that LC Bird has defeated Manchester tonight in 3 sets. 25-18 was the final set. And don't forget, coming up later tonight, our midweek edition of Central Region Now, the exclusive podcast of the RVA Sports Network, where we'll have the latest Super 6 polls in both field hockey and boys and girls volleyball. And we will also start looking ahead to week number 7 of the high school football season, highlighted by our game of the week, Highland Springs at Hanover, Friday night, 6:30. Here live on the RVA Sports Network, online at HanoverCountySports.net, HenricoCountySports.net, of course, RVASportsNetwork.com, and on the radio, you can listen live on WHAN 102.9 FM and 1430 AM. Hanover has not beaten Highland Springs in 4 years. A win would be huge in the 4A East playoff race for the Hawks. Out of the timeout, 14-10, Raiders lead. They'll serve. Gertler with an awkward dig off the serve. Gaston will send it over, save Stanford. Raiders will set it up. The lefty Martin on the kill attempt is good. She goes side to side. Ball, the closest person to the ball was Confederates head coach Sharon Gaston. 15-10. And Atlee to serve with a 5-point lead. Riccardi will dig out the serve. Gertler will set it up. Carter sends it over. Colombo there back middle. They'll set it up for the kill attempt. It is Whitehurst. Gaston will tip it over second shot. Not fooled. Whitehurst sends it again, but right to Gaston. They'll set up Rachel. Kill attempt is good. At first it went off 2 Raider blockers, and then it goes to the floor. 15-11. Gaston with the serve, right to Stanford. They'll set it up for Martin. Kill attempt, soft. Gaston can handle it. Soroka sends it on the second shot. Atlee saves it, but a point to Lee-Davis. It's a double hit. Mills Godwin has defeated Douglas Freeman in girls volleyball action as Atlee looks for the set. Gets it to Martin, but the kill attempt into the net. And another point for Lee-Davis. They cut it down to just 2. Serve to the near side. Kill attempt goes off of the net, stays on the Lee-Davis side. They're going to say a double hit, though, as Lee-Davis tries to set Gaston up for the kill attempt. And a mistake there because they could have made it a 1-point game. Instead, it's back to 3. And the service to Madison Whitehurst. Riccardi, awkward off of her, went right to Carter, back to Riccardi to get it over. Kill attempt, saved Riccardi. Set Soroka. Gaston sends it over, saved. Raiders try it again. Martin finds the hole. And it's good. Carter dove for it, couldn't get to it. Point Atlee, 17-13. And the Raiders now beginning to smell the 2-0 lead. But remember, they were down 24-22, set 1. They had to come back, win those last 4 points just to win that set. Whitehurst serve, awkwardly off of Carter, goes into the basketball area at the goal that's up here at the top of the gym, and that is an ace for the Raiders. Timeout. We have a timeout. (18-13) the score. And the Raiders looking to go to the 2-0 lead. Over Mechanicsville, Atlee boys have already taken a 2-0 lead on Lee-Davis on the road. They're looking to wrap things up there. Confederates talk it over. Atlee gets the serve, and they're up by 5 here in set number 2. Served by Whitehurst, right to Carter. She takes care of it. Soroka sets it up. Kill attempt into the net by Gaston. Maybe not quite set the way Rachel normally wants to be. 19-13 in set 2. Whitehurst will gladly continue her service run. The lead at 6. Dug out by Carter on the serve. Kill attempt, saved by Colombo. Raiders set up. The lefty Martin to Riccardi. Lee-Davis will set it to Gaston. Her kill attempt saved by Stanford. Over to Martin. Her kill attempt. Riccardi gets to it, but it goes backwards. Point Atlee. And the lead's at 7. 20-13. And the service again for Madison Whitehurst, the lead at 7. Carter to Riccardi. Gaston will just have to send it over the net. From the middle, she does. Raiders will set it up on the kill attempt softly, but Carter handles it there. Anna sets it up. Kill attempt off the side is off the top of the net by Casey Branson. And another point to Atlee. Whitehurst one more time. Dug by Riccardi. Gaston will set. Branson sends it over, but it's right to Whitehurst. They'll set it in the middle. Tyson gets blocked. Nicely done by Rollwing. And finally a side out to Lee-Davis at 21-14. The serve, Atlee lets it go, and it lands in bounds. And that's an ace for Allison Guess. But they got a long way to go. It's 21-15. Guess again, dug out by Stanford. They get it to Martin for the kill, and it's good. Off of Mackenzie Wright. She points to herself, says, my bad. Side out Raiders at 22-15. Brought us in to serve it up, and here it comes. Off of Carter, set by Anna. Wright to send it over. Saved by Broadus. They'll set it over here near side. Kill attempt blocked by Soroka and Wright. And a point to the Confederates, but they're down 22-16 and have not shown any consistency in this set number 2. The serve by Soroka. Handled awkwardly, but they get it to Martin. Kill attempt. Blocked, but out of bounds. Right there defensively. But the angle of the ball goes off of her toward the stands. Point Atlee, 23-16. Serve to Gaston. Wright will do the kill that time, and it's good, as Stanford could not get to it. Great strength by Wright. Sophomore who, bless her heart, is skinny as a rail, but she's got some power in that right shoulder and arm. Gertler to serve. They need a run. They need it now. 23-17 in set 2. Stanford digs it in the middle. They'll set it to the net. Kill attempt, good. Kyra Walden. What did I say in our pregame show about not having Molly Jarvis? That gives more reps for someone like Walden. And imagine when Jarvis comes back and Walden has all this experience, it could prove very handy for Coach Curtis Carpenter and company in the postseason. Set point. Colombo to serve, 24-17. And an ace will wrap it up. Set 2 to number 4 ranked Atlee, 25-17. After winning set 1, 26-24. Set 3 coming up after this quick timeout. You're listening to the RVA Sports Network. Back in just a moment.
Sheehy Ford Ashland is as close as your keypad. Just go to sheehyfordashland.com, or you can come by their beautiful facility on Highway 1 south of Ashland and check out the Quick Lane Service Center. They service all makes and models with a 17 multi-point inspection free of charge. And Sheehy does great things for the community too, like supporting Habitat for Humanity and the Massey Cancer Center, plus many others. Good people giving back to the community. That's Sheehy Ford in Ashland and at sheehyfordashland.com.
Crown Limousine Service, Ashland and Richmond's full-service limousine company. Your best choice for business travel to Dulles, Reagan, Norfolk International, and Newport News Williamsburg airports. Crown Limousine is the mark of excellence. Call them 24/7, 368-0229, 368-0229. Reservations are now being accepted for their annual Tacky Light Holiday Tour. Crown Limousine Service, online at crownlimousine.net, 368-0229.
We're ready for set number 3. Lee-Davis finding themselves on the road in an 0-2 hole where a year ago they pulled off the win over the then defending state champion Raiders. And it was such a big win for the Confederates program. They've been trying for years to beat Atlee, and they finally did. They swept them in all 3 matches last year, here, there, and also in the Conference 11 tournament. This year, Atlee trying to get things back in order if you're in Raider Nation. They win at Lee-Davis in 5 sets September 15th, and now they're trying to finish the 3-set sweep here tonight. 26-24, 25-17. And now we get set for set number 2. Anna Soroka will do the honors far side to near from our broadcast position. Stanford can't dig it out on the serve. Ace to Anna, 1-0 Confederates. Next one, also awkwardly handled. They're able to get it over to Whitehurst. Kill attempt saved by Riccardi. Lee-Davis can't get a kill attempt going, so they just send it over. They set it up. Little kill attempt by Walden is no good. Second shot goes over the net. Atlee to play it. Kill attempt Westbrook is long. 2-0. Next serve into the net. And a side out to Atlee at 2-1. Served by Colombo. Gaston digs it out, set at the net, touch kill right, saved by Walden. Gaston sends it over, dug by Colombo, but behind us to the end of the gym, and a side out to Lee-Davis at 3-1. On a normal night, when we are just tweeting, we have no problem whatsoever running the gym and helping them get the balls back into action. Tonight, we're kind of stuck here at our broadcast position, and that's not a problem either. Stanford digs out the serve. Westbrook kill attempt is good. It hit Mackenzie right on her way down, and she wasn't able to play the ball, and the ball went down with her, back thanks to gravity. And it's 3-2, Lauren Stanford to serve for Atlee down 1. Dug by Gertler, but low, and Wright can't play it, neither can Gaston. Ace, Stanford, point, Atlee. Tied, 3-3. What a great career Lauren's had here at Atlee High School. Beautiful serve, just goes over the net. Atlee barely saves it. Carter kill attempt taken by Dillard. They'll set it up. Kill attempt is good from Madison Whitehurst on the far side. Hawks. Are you kidding me? Raiders take the lead 4-3. I think my brain is starting to get prepared for Friday night's football game. Springers and Hawks here on the network. Next serve, Stanford awkwardly hit, didn't put enough on it. She's trying to get one of those serves that just barely goes over the net, and it barely got to the net. side out Lee-Davis 4-4 tie. Mackenzie Wright to serve. Again, all of this Atlee playing tonight without, again, Molly Jarvis. Colombo digs it, but awkwardly toward the net, and Dillard couldn't get to it. And a point for Wright and the Confederates. They're up 5-4. Wright to serve. Dug by Whitehurst. Kill attempt in the middle to Tyson, and it's good. Lillian Tyson. Nice position. Knew exactly where the defense wasn't. Drives it home. Also helped that the set came off of a very, very quick shot to the net area. The set was short. Lee-Davis had no time to respond defensively. Baldacci to serve in a 5-5 tie. Dug by Gertler, right to the net. Kill attempt saved by Colombo. Send it to Whitehurst. Riccardi will dig it out. Gaston kill attempt is out. Point to Atlee. It was out. We could definitely see it here in front of our broadcast position. Baldacci will serve it again. And it's Atlee 6, Lee-Davis 5. Raiders looking to finish the sweep. With a win, Atlee would improve to 15-4 on the season. Gertler gets it to the net. Kill attempt, Lee-Davis is good. That's roll wing, sending it from the middle to the far side, and it dumps inbounds. Point Lee-Davis, we're tied at 6. The jump serve dug out by Stanford in the middle. Baldacci sets it up. Whitehurst kill attempt, save Riccardi. Lee-Davis will set, send it over. Colombo digs it out. Another kill attempt to Whitehurst is good. It'll go off Carter in the back defense on the left side, and Atlee gets the point 7-6. Patrick Henry looking to extend it to a fourth set in boys action. They're up 22-18 at home over Hanover in set number 3. Whitehurst to serve. Great trajectory. Riccardi gets it. Kill attempt Gaston, saved. Raiders will set it up. Kill attempt Colombo is good. It's going to go off Claire Gertler. It would have been long had Claire let it go. Point Atlee, they're up 8-6. Whitehurst had a heck of a run serving in set 2. She'd love to put another one on here in set 3. Madison ready. Sends it over. Dug by Riccardi. Gaston sends it from the middle. Save Baldacci. Stanford sets. Whitehurst in the middle sends it over. And point Atlee. As it goes awkwardly off of Gertler behind the Lee-Davis bench. Unplayable. 9-6 Atlee. And you just get the sense that this is not Lee-Davis's night. Atlee very calmly in control right now. Whitehurst with the serve again. Dug by Riccardi. Soroka sets. Carter sends it over. Hits the net, goes over Martin, saves it. Whitehurst in the middle. Dug out. And hits the referee's ladder. Point Atlee. Sorry about temporarily losing the voice there. Point Raiders, it's 10-6. The serve again to Madison Whitehurst, who has helped control this match ever since Atlee staved off 2 set points in set 1. Gertler, again awkwardly off of her. Gaston can't save it next to the scorer's table. 11-6. Madison Whitehurst in control right now of this match. Dig out by Carter off the latest serve. Second shot sent over. Stanford dives to save it. Martin sends it back over. Dug by Carter to the middle. They'll set it for Gaston, and that should be good. They're going to say out of bounds, but I'm going to be honest with you. It was right in front of us, and it was fine. That's second time tonight refs have missed the call here on this side. And Coach Sharon Gaston has absolutely every right to be upset about that call. 12-6 the score, and Whitehurst will serve again. That should have been side out Lee-Davis. Are they going to reverse the point? They are reversing the point, and that is a good call. It should have been reversed. It was definitely inbounds here in the corner. Back right side. So the wrong has been righted, and it's side out Lee-Davis. Gaston to serve, down 11-6. Serve dug by Colombo. Kill attempt. Tyson is nicely done. In the middle, Lillian Tyson with the point, and Atlee gets it right back. Broadus serving into the net. And it goes right back over to Lee-Davis, and they'll take any advantage they can get right now. With the match at 0-2, 8-12. Patrick Henry boys have won set 3, 25-22. They're going 4 sets tonight at Patrick Henry High School. Served, Colombo handles it. They'll set it up for Walden. It's blocked, but right behind right, and it falls on the Lee-Davis side. Coach Gaston looks at both Wright and Carter and says, when you position those arms, they're not behind you, they're in front of you. Absolutely right about that. It's a final in Mechanicsville. Atlee has swept Lee-Davis in 3 in boys action tonight. 25-17 the final in the third set. Dillard to serve. Lee-Davis sets it up. Kill right. No. Hits the top of the net and dances back to the Lee-Davis side. Point Atlee 14-8. And the Raiders are closing in on a 3-set sweep this evening. 6-point lead. Dillard to serve. Dug out nicely to the middle. Kill attempt Gaston. Saved by Whitehurst. But a point to Lee-Davis. They're going to say a double hit on the set. And Whitehurst is like, oh, come on. That was such a nice dig. But the point to the Confederates. Atlee playing really loose tonight. 14-9, 5-point lead. Service ace. Lee-Davis gets the point. Soroka with the honors there as Atlee thought it was going to go long, and it didn't. Coach Carpenter not happy about that decision by his back line. 14-10. He knows better. He doesn't want Lee-Davis running any type of a comeback whatsoever. Set coming. Kill attempt by Westbrook is good. On the far side, goes off of the hand of a Confederate blocker and harmlessly falls to the gym floor. 15-10, timeout, Lee-Davis. $15-10 here in set number 3 as the Raiders are looking to go to 15-4 on the season. LC Bird Manchester girls are going to 5. Thank you, Iron Gate, on Twitter for that report just coming in. And as we mentioned a moment ago, Atlee boys sweep Lee-Davis in 3 tonight. Hanover won the first 2 sets in boys action at Patrick Henry. Patrick Henry won set 3, 25-22. Our Taylor Luck at Taylor RVASN on Twitter, live tweeting that match right now. Set 4 is underway. Patriots trying to force the 5th set tiebreaker. Out of the timeout here, it's Colombo to serve. Atlee leading 15-10, up 2-0, trying to close out arch rival Lee-Davis in what will probably be their final meeting of the season. Gaston digs it out, sets it up, right kill attempt, Doug Colombo. Dillard gets it to Westbrook. That's handled by Gaston. Right side kill attempt, right to Dillard. Stanford with the set. Whitehurst kill attempt, saved by Riccardi. Set over to Gaston, she sends it over. Dug nicely. Atlee with another shot, blocked by Wright, and it goes out of bounds. Well, Wright did everything she could do there at the net, but it just deflects off of her in a way to where it goes just on the other side of the line. 16-10. Atlee closing in. You can sense it here at the gym at Atlee High School. Colombo served. Nicely done. Dug by Gaston. She'll get the kill attempt. Save. Stanford. To the net, too. Kill attempt. Whitehurst. No good. As it'll hit the pole. And the point to Lee-Davis to cut it back to 5 at 16-11. Claire Gertler to do the honors serving the Confederates in a 2-set hole and a 5-point hole in set 3. Dug on the serve, Stanford, but awkwardly to the corner, and nobody was there. Dillard dived for it, I should say, but her dig goes out towards the stands. Point for Gertler and Lee-Davis. It's back to 4. That's as close as they've come in this set. 4 points, 16-12. They need a run. They need it now. Gertler serves near side. Colombo digs it out. It's set. Kill attempt, Walden. Dug by Riccardi. Gaston kill attempt. Good. Off of Stanford and into the stands. And Lee-Davis cuts it to 3. 16-13. Lee-Davis fans finally getting some noise over there on the far side. They need it. Gertler to serve, but first, timeout. Atlee Raiders. Coach Curtis Carpenter says we are not going to let this thing get out of hand. While we have a second, let's get you a football update. Thomas Dale has scored again. They lead Prince George 21-0. 9:43 to go in the third quarter. Thanks to our good friends at Royals Media Now on Twitter. It's number 8, Thomas Dale, trying to go to 4-1, and they're up by 21 as week 6 of football will finally come to an end tonight. Out of the timeout, Gertler to serve. Lee-Davis has cut it to 3 at 16-13. Here we go. Serve handled by Whitehurst. They'll set it up for Kyra Walden. It's saved. Lee-Davis continues the point. Gaston kill attempt is no good. Out of bounds. Colombo lets it go. Really more of a sense that Colombo couldn't have gotten to it than let it go. But it's long, and a point for the Raiders, and Lauren Stanford will serve. They'll set it up far side. Kill attempt. Will it go long? No, it's good. Lee-Davis will get the point. Could not tell on the angle who was making that shot. Mackenzie Wright will serve. Lee-Davis down 3 still, 17-14. Big serve here. Wright just over the net. Dug to the net. Shot by Whitehurst. Saved. Gaston kill attempt falls in. Hole in the middle of the defense. Emily Colombo could not get to it, and it's down to 2. About 5 minutes ago, it was 14-9, and Atlee was really loose. Now you sense a bit of tightening. 17-15. Confederates not done yet. Here comes the serve from Wright. It's too long. Immediately you heard the girls on the Atlee side shout out, and they were right. Too much on it. Side out to the Raiders. It'll be Baldacci to serve, up 18-15. Trying to close this one out in 3 sets. Claire to serve, just on the top of the net and falls on the Atlee side. And Coach Carpenter puts his head high and then puts his head low. Volleyball, like many sports, a game of inches. So close to a beautiful ace. Side out, Lee-Davis 18-16. Carter to serve. Dug by Whitehurst. Kill attempt, Martin is long. It's down to 1. Serve Carter, dig Stanford, set Raiders, killed, good. Madison Whitehurst here on the near side. Finds a hole, and she'll go to the service time at 19-17, and we know the damage she did in set 2. She had a few good serves in her first run here in set number 3. Great time for the Raiders to put this one out of reach right now. Here we go. Serve to Carter. Get it to the middle. Roll wing. Shot is saved. Kill attempt Martin. Blocked. And it's good. Lee-Davis gets the point. Eliminates the Whitehurst service out of 1. And it's back to 1 at 19-18. Rachel Gaston to serve. All Lee-Davis wants is to get it to set 4, and then they'll deal with it from there. Colombo digs it out far side. She'll do the third shot, send it over. It's dug. Lee-Davis sets it up. Gaston middle, kill attempt. Dug by Stanford. Whitehurst in the middle, sends it over. Riccardi there easily. Set, kill, saved, but then behind and then under the net and behind Baldacci. And the point to Lee-Davis, and they've tied it. 19-19. Gaston to serve. Carpenter elects not to call a timeout. Soft serve. Colombo saves it. Here comes the set for Tyson. Good. Lillian Tyson on the kill. 20-19. Raiders by 1. Stanford out. Walden in. Martin in. Tyson, who just got the kill, comes out. Broadus in. She'll serve. 1 point Raider advantage. Trying to close it out. Dug awkwardly. He gets to the net. Martin sends it over. Lee-Davis saves it. Gaston just has to send it. Broadus kits it. Kill attempt Walden. Blocked. Here to the back. Whitehurst keeps it alive. Baldacci sends it over. Carter is there. Soroka on the second shot says, I'll just send it over into a hole. 20-20. Side out. Lee-Davis. Somebody's practice just let out because about a dozen guys just came running through the gym. I suspect they'll start making some noise for the Raiders here in a moment. 20-20 tie. Lee-Davis to serve, down 0-2. Dug by Colombo to the net. And the point to Atlee as it goes just over the net, and Wright could not play it. That's when optics become a part of volleyball. You think the ball is going to stay on that side of the net, and then suddenly you realize it's on your side, and there's not a thing you can do about it. Grayson Dillard to serve, 21-20. Gaston digs it in the middle. The set from Anna. The kill attempt, saved. Dillard sets it up. Colombo kill, blocked. Point Lee-Davis as it falls on the Atlee side of the net. We're tied at 21. Anna Soroka to serve. Dug by Stanford. No kill attempt. They just got to get it over. And a point to Lee-Davis. They're going to call a double hit. Timeout Atlee. And now for very good reason. The Raiders lead 2-love. They were up 14-10. It's been 12-7 Lee-Davis since then. And Lee-Davis will serve up 22-21. Now remember, set 1, Lee-Davis had set point, double set point. And Atlee rolled off 4 straight, won at 26-24. Pretty easily handled set 2, 25-17. It looked like they were on their way to a 3-0 win. But my, how things have changed in the last 10 minutes. Congratulations to Randolph-Macon Volleyball. They've gone to unbeaten Roanoke and knocked them off in 4 sets. The Yellow Jackets are in first place in the ODAC. Out of the timeout, the serve. Stanford gets it to Dillard. Colombo punches it. It's blocked right back to Atlee. Set it up for, that's Walden, and it goes in. It's good. It's a point, and Walden one more time doing the work in the middle in the absence of Molly Jarvis. 22 all, and Emily Colombo will serve. 22-22. Gaston to the net. Right kill attempt. It's long. They were questioning, the refs were, if it went off an Atlee Raiders fingertip, and they say no. Point Atlee. 23-22. Coach Gaston rallies her troops. Colombo to serve, trying to get to match point. Gaston gets it, sends it back over. They say a double hit on the set. Match point Atlee. And ironically, it's at 24-22. Where earlier tonight, that's where Lee-Davis led in set number 1. Midlothian has knocked off Cosby tonight. In 4 sets, and that 4th set, thanks to our friends at Midlow Hooligans, was 28-26. Here comes match point out of the timeout. Colombo to do the honors. Very soft serve to the net. Riccardi is there. They set it. Gaston sends it over. Stays over the net, and the match is over. 25-22. And the win to number 4, Atlee. In 3 sets, they sweep Lee-Davis in the regular season. Lee-Davis falls to 7-7 on the season. Atlee moves to 14-4. Atlee and Lee-Davis both a part of the Virginia Volleyball Showcase Labor Day weekend. Atlee was also part of an invitational tournament a couple of weekends ago up in Albemarle County. Great night for Madison Whitehurst tonight. Fantastic work in the service area. Key points tonight from Kyra Walden in the middle in the absence of Molly Jarvis. And the Raiders sweep the Lee-Davis Confederates in the regular season. 5-set win back on September 15th at Lee-Davis. 3-set sweep, but it wasn't easy here at the end tonight at home for the Raiders. Raiders next play on Thursday night when they will host Highland Springs here at Atlee. And then a week from tonight, they got to go to Hanover for the rematch with the Hawks. Remember, the Hawks came in here a couple of weeks ago and swept them in 3 sets. And so Atlee will be seeking revenge, and maybe, just maybe, Molly Jarvis will be back by next Tuesday night as Atlee gets set for the home stretch of their schedule. As for Lee-Davis, they have to host number 1 Deep Run coming up on Thursday night in a Conference 11 showdown. Deep Run number 1 in our Super 6 poll. Mills Godwin number 2 in our Super 6 poll. Both of them in Conference 11. Lee-Davis is going to have to knock off one of the two in order for them to move on back to the 5A South region where they were last season. I know they're struggling right now, but they can put a run together before this season is done. Before we sign off, a quick congratulations to Mackenzie Brewer of Mills Godwin. She had 12 kills tonight in number 2 Godwin's win over Douglas Freeman, and that puts her at 1,001 kills for her high school career. Congratulations, Mac, from all of us at the RVA Sports Network. Rob Witham saying thanks so much for joining us. Our next broadcast is Friday night. It's the game of the week in football. We'll have Highland Springs at Hanover. 6:30 pregame with the On the Sidelines pregame show powered by Sheehy Ford of Ashland. 7 o'clock kickoff on WHAN 102.9 FM, 1430 AM, and online live at HanoverCountySports.net, HenricoCountySports.net, and as well as RVASportsNetwork.com. Later tonight, brand new Central Region Now podcast will have brand new Super 6 polls in field hockey, boys and girls volleyball. We know there's going to be movement in field hockey after number 5 Clover Hill knocked off number 4 Midlothian earlier this afternoon. What will happen in the other polls? We will release them later tonight on the Central Region Now podcast. For now, thanks so much for being with us live on the RVA Sports Network. Rob Witham saying goodnight from Atlee High School.